conversation. So let's just keep writing on the chat. If you can find your chat button, we'd really like to know who and who has joined us. If you could please let us know your name, what city you are joining us from. I don't even mind if you have to chat us what you are expecting to get from this very conversation today. You know, you've seen all the communication, the adverts. You are definitely here because you are looking to own a business, you're looking to buy a franchise. What do you want to learn? What do you want to know about? What do you want to know about the brand? Please just keep it coming. It will really help. I'm going to see all of that, and we're going to see that this whole webinar is customized for you. You get the best of value, from that. All right. So meanwhile, just before I have to introduce Mr. Jason to tell us all we need to know about the Miniso franchise, I will be, of course, touching a little bit on the Miniso franchise by way of introduction. And I also have some slides I will be presenting for maybe just about 15 to 20 minutes, because we need to understand the basics of the franchise model, how it works, the principles, a little bit of information about how it has thrived in Nigeria, which would, of course, help you to get grounded about the business model, so that what Jason is going to be, bringing on board would make a whole lot of sense to you, right? Okay, so let's see what we have here. Just before I start, do I have anybody? Okay, so Amos Olayode, thank you for joining us. Okay, from Lagos, you are welcome. You are most welcome, Amos. Dozier, I see Dozier, thank you for joining from Lagos. Mind you, Miniso is looking for franchisees in Kwara, in Ondo, in Enugu, different parts of the country. So we'd like to see those who are joining us from also outside of Lagos and also from beyond Nigeria. We'd like to know, Adeyinka, okay, you are welcome. You are welcome, Adeyinka. All right. Okay, so I'll just proceed to that right away. So I have this presentation, right? Let's talk about quickly about franchising, right? Okay, so somebody might be asking a question, what franchising is all about. It sounds strange to quite a number of people, but I'd like to let you know that it is just that somehow, some strategic people in the Nigerian ecosystem were late adopters in pushing the franchise model. That is why it looks like it's something new, but I can assure you that all around us here in Africa, in Kenya, in South Africa, in some other countries, franchising is, countries that Nigeria is way more entrepreneuring and established in the areas of commerce and trading and entrepreneurship, are really, really thriving. And we're going to see some of the statistics from some of these, organizations, right? So franchising is simply a business giving another party the right to leverage its proven and scalable systems to operate a successful and profitable venture. You'll notice some 4 words that jumped out. For you to want to take a franchise model as an investor, that very model must have a proven. What does it mean that it is proven? They have proven the profitability. They are proven they can operate anywhere. They are proven on how to hire people, how to procure, how to do many things, right? In terms of what generally makes a business a success. They also have to be a scalable business. Scalable means that they can easily replicate the same standards at different locations, and then the individual or the corporate organization that is now looking to become a franchisee, to ride on their brand, to open a store, is looking forward to, operating a successful and profitable venture. Nobody wants to be just like you are here. You want to make money, you want to invest in a franchise, and you want it to be successful and profitable. So but there are different forms of franchises. There's the manufacturing type of franchise, which is what Coca-Cola is doing in Nigeria. is a type of franchise. The Coca-Cola Nigeria is licensed by the Coca-Cola Corporation to produce in the country. Other than that, most other franchisees are licensing the part of attending to customers, not the production area. What do I mean? Using Miniso as an example, a franchisee of Miniso does not care in the world where the products, I believe when Jason speaks, you give us how many number of SKUs they have. I'm sure they are in their thousands of different product types. The franchisee does not need to care how they are produced, how they are shipped, how the logistics, he does the easier part of just opening shop, manage customers, market to customers in the locality, manage employees, and make himself good money, right? And worry less about failing and succeeding. We're dealing with some other things that are the bigger enabling environment what we call macroeconomic challenges to doing business, leaves all of that to the franchisor. So there's a product format from franchising, which is called distributorship here in Nigeria. Is a retail type. Usually you get to see a lot of that in retail, and we now have the business format franchise, which is the one we are really preaching and we're talking about today. Why are we interested in the business format franchise? Because we have a high rate of business failure, globally for startups, and in Nigeria is unprecedented. We are very entrepreneurial, 41 million micro, small and medium scale enterprises, and among these 41 million businesses, especially among the micros and the ones that are startups, it is not very likely that they're going to be around in the next 5 years. So you are here, and I'm sure you have asked yourself that question: do I have what it takes to start up a business and build that business? I'll start from doing a business plan. I'll have to consult a banker, consult tax people, do all of that. I need to find a good location. I need to hire right. I need to have a working capital, all of these things. I need to build a brand name before the business can even survive. Can you handle that, right? So we are bringing franchise, we are preaching franchise, the business format franchise, because that is the most successful franchise model. It has a whooping 85% success rate globally. In some countries like South Africa, it has 95% success rate. You know what that means? It means that if you check all the franchises that are in South Africa from the 60s, they started franchising, not more than 5% of them have failed. So you have an option to choose to start a franchise, and then you de-risk your investment from losing your hard-earned money. You probably are borrowing from the bank, or you've been working as a career person and you've saved money over the years, and you run a risk of losing 10 years of your sweat, of your savings. You have a risk of becoming indebted to a bank you borrowed money from. You have a risk of disappointing yourself, failing in business, disappointing your employees, and all the other challenges that are involved. And also franchising helps the businesses, even that are expanding, to be sustainable. You get to see on this very slide we're looking at now, some other reasons why, some other reasons why people take to franchising, right? Okay, so I would move quickly. We'll try to do a little bit of comparison between startup businesses, how they fare in Nigeria versus franchise businesses. You get to see, like I said, a lot of job losses, non-performing bank loans, business failure. 85% of, it is now 85% though, of startup businesses in Nigeria fail. But if you are looking at franchising has a way of supporting the network. Miniso here, the franchise brand we are introducing, they have continuous training. A startup is even struggling. Most startup entrepreneurs in Nigeria are hoping that the business is going to be able to, from day one, start feeding them. You are getting paid salary from your business from day one, solving your personal problems. But in reality, the most successful businesses take about 6 long months before the business can break even. So that means in the first 6 months, you are dumping money, you are spending money in business development, you are spending money in marketing, you are paying salaries of employees, you are burning diesel and generator, you are doing all of that without yet making a profit. So, at that very point in time, you care less about doing research and development, having a thorough training for you. See why startup businesses fail. It's not always the truth that is because we don't have enough capital that businesses fail. But a huge brand that has become successful like Miniso invest in all of these things. And all you need to do is just plug in and enjoy new product developments. Your customers keep coming and they're seeing new things, the structure, the standardization, the marketing, the amount of money they pump into marketing, so that people who know their brands from even other countries can come around. And from the day one you open shop, they begin to patronize, So just a few things from some other countries. I talked about South Africa. Whooping percent of 13% of their GDP is earned through franchising. And you see about how successful the model is. In India, really same applies. 1 in 4 structured retail business in India is a franchise. And I like to talk a lot about the statistics from UAE, that is Dubai. Most of us here want to go for vacation. If Dubai is not the first vacation destination you want to visit, probably you have not asked well. But this was a country that developed on top of a desert. They struggled to fare as a country just about 30 years ago. Is it 30? That's about 45 years ago. They were what's it called, caps in hand, begging for money to build their region. But can I tell you what is going to surprise you? Dubai's primary or UAE's primary with their economy is dependent on on tourism. It's a tourism-driven economy. But you know what is driving that very tourism today? What is driving the tourism is the franchise model. So they position themselves to say, if people are coming to UAE and they want to come and have fun, literally everything they want to do is around entertainment. There's going to be a hotel. They want to lodge in a hotel. They want to go to the malls and shop. They want to visit parks, and different things. And then there are other services that are connected to see that people have even transportation. It will blow your mind to realize that as of today, between 40 to 50% of the new businesses in the UAE are franchises. So they just keep, instead of trying to build, set up franchises, build businesses on their own, they open their country. So if you go there, you see thousands of franchise brands from all over the world setting up. They come and plug and play. They begin to deliver value, right? So we're saying this so that we can understand a whole lot more about the model, the concept, that it is not really anything new, that it is not very popular in Nigeria. It's just because we have not done what we needed to do. You're participating in webinars like these to really learn 1 or 2. In the US, 1 in 12 business is not retail now. Every business, 1 in 12 businesses in the US, they are franchises, and they make over $1 trillion every year from businesses operating in the franchise space. Okay, so I'll quickly move to the part where we talk about you that want to buy a franchise. Why and how should I invest in a franchise as a franchisee? Now, how do you know that franchise is for you? Franchise is not for everybody as an investor. So you are going to learn today whether you should actually buy a franchise or not. But I believe that most people would want to buy a franchise. So first thing is, are you interested in having an alternative income stream? You are here, probably you're a banker, you are working in the public sector. Do you want an alternative income stream? I used to be a banker, and the days when I was in the bank, I met a lot of people who were frustrated with their jobs, either because they've been there for too long, either because they want to try something new, or probably they are just having the wrong career. But I can tell you that for the years I was in the bank, all the people I knew as colleagues who tried to set up a business got their fingers burnt. Except those who, I said all. I'm saying that all the plans failed. I'm talking about the ones I experienced, and I don't have to lie for me not to be, for me to sound believable. All. Either someone is setting up a business, he lives with somebody to manage, or setting up a business, he's living with a brother or a sister or a family member, or so, as long as it is entrepreneurship, as in run a business from an outlet that is involved in products or services, they were not sustainable. Why? Because of the divided attention. The person had to spend 9 to 5 in the bank working, And then by the time he gets to, with the little divided attention that he has, many things are going on unnoticed, right? And but if you're talking about investing in passive investment like stocks and bonds and all of that, clearly, of course, that works. But we are talking about people. You are here, you want to own a business, something that becomes your career, a business that you work in, these are things you need to consider. So are you looking for a solid retirement plan? So we work a lot with retirees, we work a lot with people in the oil and gas space, people in structured organizations that have severance packages. Sometimes people, for whatever reason, they need to go, and they're looking for where they're going to put in this money, right? Do you want to acquire a right to own an outlet of an already established and successful brand? That is, if you're not sure of yourself that in the Nigeria of today, with all the ups and downs, that you can build a business. It's not just about trusting your business acumen, can you deal with the hassles and all of that? Are you a busy career person? I've said that. Do you lack the time and capacity to make investments and to build a business? If you answer 80% yes to these questions, franchise is, buying a franchising is definitely for you. So, and here are some other things, you should consider if you want to buy a franchise. Buying a franchise could be an excellent retirement plan. Industry know-how and skill transfer to manage a business. There's going to be, if I could continue to use bankers as an example, imagine that you've not done a retail business before, and you have to take up a Miniso franchise. Imagine the amount of knowledge that you are going to get. They train you. There's a system that has been put in place. There's technology that automates, quite a huge part of their business processes, and let me even use this time to say something very interesting. I find very interesting about the Miniso franchise. There are very few franchises that you could invest in and you can somewhat be away, right? You don't have to sit in there and run it every day. Miniso is one of them. I can tell you for free that you cannot do like a food business. You can't operate a restaurant type franchise and you still have a job somewhere. They won't give you that franchise because of the demands of the business. So, beyond the knowledge, it's made very easy for you, and you have the knowledge on how to manage people. There's SOP on how to do everything. There's a training manual. You are trained. Your employees are trained, and pretty much you have the knowledge on how to do things. You have the strong support from the franchisor to set up and operate the business, end to end. So you don't need to worry yourself. I know how many businesses that fail. I was speaking with a business owner recently that had grown to about 5 locations. And I was asking question, why did you shut down all the 5, coming down to only 1? And when I listened, I realized that all other 4 were related to picking the wrong location. Finally, taking a location and realizing that, there's a problem with power supply. I have to burn a lot of diesel for me to be able to run my business that is dependent on power. And after spending that whole money, the place is shut down. There's something that Miniso has learned about the right location. So they will help you, find the location, negotiate the lease of the property, build it out, furnish it. There are too many, 100 mistakes you can make in the process of just trying to do these things. You can negotiate your lease wrongly. You can waste your money. You can invest in this, if you are doing it by yourself, in the furnishing. You can get duped. You can be trying to set up a business for 2 years. You are still struggling to set it up and running, right? But in roughly 2 to 3 months, your Miniso store is up and running. That is something that you can get, and why you should consider, franchising, right? And then, of course, there is a guarantee, to some extent, guarantee. Miniso's franchise, of course, you get to recover your investment between 10 to 24 months, I think, which is really very, very, depending on, of course, how much you work in it. There are not many business. If you go to the US, go and try and check out the US franchises. Go and check out franchises in the UK and some other very competitive regions. You realize that the earliest you will ever get your money back from a franchise investment is 3 years. The average is 3.5 to 4 years. But you have a chance to have a business. You put in money, whatever amount you put in, you get that whole money back in about 10 months, and upward of that. Okay, So for time's sake, I'll just try and see how fast I can move, right? Then you are asking yourself a question now. What are the tips? What do I need to know about being a potential franchise buyer? You need to do a self-assessment. It's part of what we are teaching you here in this very webinar today. Check yourself. What do you like doing? Don't go and take a franchise that the process of your running that very franchise, you have to do things you struggle with. For example, there are people that are introverted, don't like meeting people, don't like talking to people. If you have a kind of franchise where you must have to do a whole lot of that, probably you should find a franchise that helps you to do things that you are cut out for, things you like doing, things that fit your personality, your temperament and all of that. So what type of experience and interest do you have? You need to put that into consideration. So if you have been working in career over the years, I think it makes sense for you to consider what skills you have built. That will help you in choosing a franchise, because the process of running and managing that very business becomes a lot easier, for you. Okay, so check out how much you want to invest. Do you have the money? You do not need to go and borrow money to buy a franchise. If you will borrow at all, let it be maybe about 20%. This is an advice, a professional advice I will give to you. So find a franchise you can use your savings, or you can pool funds together with your friends and family members and own that very franchise. Look for a credible franchise. Credible, it means that they have results. You can see it. It's not because they told you. You can do your research. You can go and find out the facts about such a franchise. You have to talk to the existing franchise owners. Check out the financial performance of that very franchise. Visit and tour the outlets in person. Go and check things out. Oh, this is what I'm going to put in down my money to get. Observe and see how people are buying. Are people buying? Observe the behavior, the training, the quality of training they give to their employees, and so many things you can see for yourself that gives you confidence that you are going to have this thing replicated for your own business when you start your own. Ensure you receive support from the franchisor. It's very critical. You should work with franchisors that will give you all the support. They will not abandon you when you need their help. Choose a territory that works for you, and then never fail to get professional advice. You're already getting free professional advice from us today in this webinar. All right. So why buying a franchise may not be probably cut out for you. So again, to put this further, there are some things you check about yourself, and you probably should go and build a business. So it is not for experience and serial entrepreneur. If you build chains of businesses, okay, let me put a caveat here. We have franchisees we've helped. We've had people who built malls, and we're giving them 5 franchises. They own all the 5 franchises in one location, right? Because they just want to have it easy. But if you like entrepreneurship, if you like your ideas, working and building a business, you are passionate about creativity, innovation, building a business and all of that, and you have done it 1 or 2 of them, that's what I mean, okay? Because so that you don't have to start having problems with, if you're going to run a franchise, your work should be telling the franchisor, tell me what you want me to do, I will do it so I can succeed. You cannot be rubbing shoulders with your franchisors. They give you ideas, you tell them, no, I know a better way to do it. After all, I've done so businesses. Okay? Franchise is for people who believe that I do not know it or I cannot do it. I want you, franchisor, to show me the way. They tell you jump, you say, how high do you want me to jump? That is the way the relationship works. Franchising requires a lot of discipline and will disrupt your comfort. Franchising is not for people who like to wake up anytime they want, who like to change things anyway, who do not like to keep to standards and processes. Please avoid franchising if it's your type of person. It's for people that are disciplined. Why? Because it's for the same discipline that people who run business anyhow, that startup businesses are failing. If you will succeed, you have to be ready to abide by the rules and the standards, the processes and the principles that the franchisor has put in place, which they claimed was what helped them to succeed in building their success. So you have to be up and doing. You can't quarrel with them that they want it to be done in a certain way. You will not get the excitement that comes with owning a business you are responsible for, innovating and creating. So I know we are Nigerians, we like to have exporter, importer, founder, we like to have all those things on our complimentary cards, but hey, you are coming to a franchise because you want to make money and succeed. So choose what you want. Do you want to make money the easy way without failing? Or do you want to have a name for a business that you cannot build? You know, so these are things we see every day when we are engaging and we're advising people to invest in franchises. You know, so but the only way it also works is that it really comes very natural for people to say, I've been able to build something worthwhile. You know, so if you don't want to be a serial, I've seen people, if you ask me, so they have people who have done the first franchise store, did the second franchise store, they are doing the third one. It comes very normally. There are people that say, let me just keep opening the store under you, right? But there are people that say, okay, this franchise is for what duration? 7 years. Okay, for 7 years, I'll do this franchise. After that, I think I have enough experience. I can go and build my own brand. There's nothing wrong with that. But do not intend to go into a franchise for 2-3 months and you quit because you want to get some knowledge. You know, these guys, they know too much more than you can outwit them. You know, it wouldn't work, right? So then, not for people who want a lot of control to make changes as a wish. I think I somehow touched on that. If you are setting up a business, you have operated at another organization at C-level, you know, at a very senior level, you should probably not consider franchising. You know, just be sure about that. Okay, okay, I think that's just about, so these are the different brands that we have worked with. We have either helped to set up franchises, but I will not dwell much on that because we are here today to focus on one brand, which is Miniso. All right, so as we progress now, I'm going to be inviting Mr. Jason to tell us about the Miniso franchise and a bit of what we need to know. What happens right after that is that we go into questions and answers. Please be watching the charts. They're going to be asking you questions. They're going to be dropping. There's a form, in fact, that we have provided for people who want to, because we're here to advise you. We're actually neutral. We're advising you as an investor, whereas we are also working with Miniso to find you in matchmaking. So if you want to enjoy our advisory to support you to buy the franchise, please use that form, fill that very form, look out for it in the chat, look out for other questions they're going to be raising, fill the, the poll questions that are going to be coming. It just helps us to help you to maximize your opportunities. So see you at the question and answer session. Ask me any question you want to ask, generally about how franchising works, but definitely about the Miniso franchise opportunity. Jason, after his presentation, will be taking your questions. Hello, Jason, are you there? Please, can we pin Jason? Can we pin him so that, he can take over the platform? You're welcome, Jason.
Hello, Mr. Chiagozie. Yeah, I'm here.
Right. Okay, so go ahead. Just tell us about your franchise opportunity. I've always enjoyed listening to you talk to people about the Miniso franchise. So the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chiagozie, for your great introduction about franchise business. Okay. It's my turn. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Ekaro and Naguna, Yututu Uma. Yeah, am I right? Maybe my pronunciation is not so
If
crass.
you don't understand, he said Ekaro, he's greeting you in the local language.
Yeah, Ekaro and Naguna.
Nagude.
Nagude. And Yututu Uma.
Okay, I don't know about that last one. Otutuoma, is that it? Oh yes, Otutuoma is good morning in Igbo.
Yeah, maybe my pronunciation is not correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
okay. Anyway. So let us start. Okay. Firstly, I will do a brief introduction about Miniso brand, and then I will introduce about our Miniso franchise. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, so here we are. we are Miniso. You know, we are a lifestyle brand, and our slogan is "Life is for fun." You know, our purpose is bring the joy to the world and let all the customer in all the roads is enjoying their life, enjoying Miniso. And we are joining for lifestyle brands, and we sell the products for your daily use, and all the products you can use at your home. You can find it in Miniso, and this is part of our products. Okay, let me give you our brand story. You know, Miniso is his founder is Chiagozie Ye, and you know, when he traveled to Japan with his family in 2013, he came across several specialty stores in Japan. He saw a lot of stock with a good quality, well designed, and with a low price. So this experience gave him the idea to create a Miniso. And so he established Miniso brand in 2013 in Guangzhou, China. So a Join for Lifestyle brand is started from there. And after 10 years of rapid development, Miniso has become a retail new customer enterprise driven by a design, reach, and development, and has been honored as one of the top 500 Chinese enterprise and the top 10 Chinese franchise enterprise in 2015. And until now, we have over 105 countries and regions worldwide, with over 5,400 stores in global famous cities and commercial areas, such as New York, Los Angeles, Paris, London, Dubai, Sydney, and Istanbul. And this is our milestone about Miniso. Like I said, Miniso established in 2013, and that is the year we opened the first store in Guangzhou. And in 2014, we have 300 plus stores. And in 2015, we have 10,000 plus stores in 5 countries and regions. In 2016, that is 1,800 plus stores in over 10 countries and regions. And in 2017, we have 2,300 plus stores in 21 countries and regions. In 2018, that is, we have 3,400 plus stores in 66 countries and regions. In 2019, we have 4,200 plus stores in 70 countries and regions. And also, we cooperate with the Marvel. And in 2020, that is our historical years. And in that year, we listed on New York Security Exchange. And we are the listed company from that year. In that year, we have 4,500 plus stores in nearly 90 countries and regions. And in 2022, we also listed in Hong Kong, China. And in that year, we have 5,400 stores and in covers 105 countries and regions. You can, within these 10 years, Miniso has a rapid development in the worldwide. And from the first store in 2017 until now, 2022, we have 5,400 stores. That is a great achievement. And as I can see, this is our world map in different country. In Africa, we have Egypt, Kenya, Tanzania, and of course Nigeria. So we have Madagascar. We have so many countries in Africa and also in other place. And this is some pictures of our stores in different countries. And until now, Miniso owns 1 billion customers around the world. And 1 billion in-store customers and 70 million plus, which is the members, and the 30 million plus private traffic users. And we have cooperated with the 40,000 plus and the KOC. And we create 2 billion plus effective impressions in the social media. Like I said, Miniso, the end purpose is to bring the joy to the world. And this is some pictures in our store by different customers in different countries. And this is one of our stores in America, Manhattan, located in Bellaway Avenue. And also last Friday, we opened a store in New York, that is Times Square. We did a great opening ceremony last Friday. And this is our store in Dubai. And this is the store in Paris, France. And like I said before, Miniso listed in New York Securities Exchange on October 15, 2020. And official listed on NYSE, and the price was set at $20 US. And in that time, our market value is $6.992 billion US. And after 2 years, we also listed in Hong Kong, China on July 13th of 2022. And from that time, we are the world's largest self-owned brand lifestyle retailer. And this is some real estate and more brands we cooperate in China and also the overseas market. In Nigeria, we also cooperate with Ati Group, Persiana Group, and the other retail brands. You know, we always refresh our store image. For now is number 10 years for Miniso. And if you are a royalty customer in our store, you always see different image from our store. And we always to renovate our store image to that the customer, when they enter into the store, they have a brand new impression, and they always can find a surprise in Miniso store. And we always set in a new standard of the investment driving consumption. It means we're leading the interests of customers to lead them to enjoying the experience in Miniso store. And we use those measures to move into towards become a super brand. And this is our latest image of our store. That is a flagship store in Shenzhen, China. Yeah, this is another angle of our store image. Yeah, this is also a store in Chengdu, China. And this is our two brand ambassador. As you can see, Miniso is a brand. We can say it's a young brand, and we always attract the young people to come to our store to enjoying their shopping and enjoying their life in Miniso. And this is also some place, a corner in our store. And also for Miniso, not only sell all the products, and also we focus on the one particular products. And in our head office, Miniso has set up a mass aroma lab, especially for perfume. So we gathering all the designers from worldwide to set up a perfume lab to design attractive perfume, and that you research the taste from different countries, and then we create different type of the perfume and to support the worldwide market. And this is some idea about our shop in the future, about our store image. This is some of our IP products called Kurumi. You know, we cooperate with a lot of IP products like Marvel products, Kurumi. You know, we use this kind of unique design and fashion products to attract a lot of customers to come to our store and to enjoying and the shopping. You know, that is the reason why we always renew our store image, and also we always update our products, and we launch every new products in every 7 days, because we don't want to wait until the customer to become tired of our store image and our products, and we want to always update our store image and store products, and to recommend different SKUs to attract the customers. And this is the Pink Bear and Toy Stories and the Minions. Like I said, Miniso is intend to build a super brand and leading a global interest driving consumption. So it means we are not, when the customer enter into store, they always can find the products they want to buy. Even some products is not so essential, it's not compulsory for their life. But once they enter into Miniso, they can always find the products that their interests. They are willing to spend their money to buy the products to put in their house. That is the topic we always do the research. We will always want to find out, and we want to, our brand is like an interest driving brand. And this is our product categories. We have in our head office, we have 12 categories. In Nigeria, we have 10 categories. That is home decor, cosmetics, and big bag accessories, toy, personal care, and electronics appliance, and textile, and perfumes, stationery. In Nigeria, we have more than 5,000 SKUs. And this is some part of our products. And this is our chief designer about our perfume. Like I said, we've set up a lab for perfume to create a different type of perfume to support the overseas market. This is a diffuser. This is some part of our designer. Yeah, this is one of our strategies, is collaborating deeply with the top global IPs and leading the trend of interest-driving consumption. So we use different IP products and different unique products to lead the interests of the customers. Miniso is leading them to do the consumption. It's not the customer leading the Miniso. So we always give them a new products, a new feeling, a new experience to let them always come to the Miniso shop to do the shopping. That is the major topic we are working. And this is some IP products that we cooperate, like Marvel's, Coca-Cola, and Mickey Mouse, and the Bears, and Tom Jerry. And me, like Tigers, those IPs, we always cooperate with them, and it has received a great impression from the customers once it launched. This is some IP products with Marvel and Mickey Mouse, and with the Toy Story. And also for some products that we display in the store, we also earned a design award in 2019 about. And I think for retail brands, a unique design of the products is the core of a brand to attract the customers. If you cannot always update your products and make your products unique, so there's no point can attract a customer to enter into the store to do the shopping. So that's the reason why we set up a designer for some particular SKUs, and we set up a a huge designer from different country and region to always spend a lot of time to create unique products, to launch a new products in every 7 days to attract the customer. That is our main purpose. And I think that is the main reason we can make achievements among these 10 years. This is some global cooperation with some brands for perfume, for the home use products. We always cooperate with different brands in different countries. Yeah, that is all for the brand introduction. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jason. That's really a very interesting one and pretty detailed. Can you help us click stop sharing so that we can have your picture fully back? Yeah, good. So while you were presenting, a number of questions came in. We are going to quickly attend to those questions. And please, our team have been engaging on the chat. We may not be able to ask people to unmute to ask questions, but we'd like you to just chat your question. And very, very interesting questions have come in, and we'll start addressing them immediately. Okay, so in the order they came in, Chamberlain had asked a question: if you buy a franchise, must you be involved in the day-to-day running? I think I answered that. Probably this came in before I had answered that bit of the question when I was facilitating. It depends on the type of the franchise. For the average franchise, the answer would be no. You have to be an owner-operator, especially like food businesses. But good enough, the brand we are presenting today, Miniso, says that is possible, that you will be able to have an investment. I understand your question very well. Considering joining fees level, or can one allow the brand owner to run it and then remit your profit? So anyway, what is important is about not being an owner-operator. Chamberlain, if you are still here and you can hear me, yes, you can have a manager run your Miniso store, come around from time to time as you have time to see how the business is doing. The rest of them are things that you can discuss with Miniso. I don't think there's any much need to start looking at about remitting profit for you and all of that. The thing is that you are a franchisee, the business is yours, a manager is put there. Miniso can allow for you not to always sit there running that very business. You know, the model makes it possible. So I think that is that. The rest of them, Miniso can attend to it when you begin to engage. Okay, so Adiola asked the question, what are the requirements for owning a Miniso franchise? I think that question also came in before Jason had addressed. He spent quite some time on the last few slides that gave all of the details about the investment. So I believe that question has been very well answered. Okay, Jason, there's a question to you about the Master Lab perfume. The Master Lab perfume, is it part of your franchise model?
No, it's just like a lab for our head office to like a team to create they always, for that lab, we have a lot of designers. They always gather different information from different markets. We have so many branch offices in different countries. So they are the one, like a team, to do the research, to gather all the information from the feedback from different markets, and then they will design a perfume or diffusers to the different branch. Once they design products for this products out, and then we will place order to the factory, and then once the product is ready, and then we display to the different markets. That is the purpose of that lab.
Yeah, I totally understand. So it's one of your support structures.
Yes,
it's one of your research and development support structures that help all of your outlets to have updated products, especially when it comes to perfumes. That's pretty clear. Okay, so there's a question from Karim. Is it possible to have a Miniso section in a store? So that is a store in store. So like there is inside a ShopRite or an Urban or some kind of supermarket. Is that a possibility that Miniso could have a section of it branded and having only Miniso products? Do you have any sort of model?
Yes, I think that is a channel agency model that you can look into. It's like a corporation. So if you have your existing store, you can buy the products from Miniso, and you can give some part of your store, and you can buy the Miniso products and put into your shelf, and you can display the Miniso products, and then you can sell the Miniso products in your own store. I think that is the model they can look into.
Okay, so there's a tricky question from Gold, which ordinarily I would have answered, but I'll still give you a chance. That is about the traditional model requiring investment of 35.5 million naira, and I don't think even that is all that is required, because there is other part of the feeds that have been mentioned. So, but she's asking, if someone doesn't have all of that money, would they have instrumental payment? My outright answer would have been, why not do the agency or whatever model that your money can afford? Because when I was facilitating, I said that a number of people that have invested in franchises, they had a tough time having to borrow money, to add to the money they have. But one who doesn't have enough money, you can look at a friend, a colleague, someone around who you can put money together and become co-owners. So, but in a case that this person insists on having this traditional model, Jason, is there anything you have that allows instrumental payment is only franchise fee? Is there a way one can be setting up a store instrumentally? Is there anything you have that helps this person? Let's say the person has 20 million naira out of the 35 or 40, out of the 45 million that is required. Is there anything possible?
Okay, that is a good question. I think we had this question before from our potential investors. Some investors, they do not have enough funds, not up to 35 to 45 million. You know, but according to our experience, we don't want to. We do not recommend investors who do not have enough budget to open a Miniso store, to open a store. And we do not recommend the investors to borrow the money from the bank to open the Miniso store. You know, because if you get the money from the bank because you need to pay the low interest, that is also of your costs. And also, you know, if you do not have enough budget for a Miniso store, so like Mr. Chiagozie says, you can cooperate with different investors or with your family or with your friends to get their money together to open a Miniso store. And also, I think if you do not have enough budgets, that is agent channels is also a good option for you and you can start from a small. You can just start from buying Miniso products and do the resale, and then once you get enough funds, and then you can come to us to open a traditional Miniso shop.
Fantastic. Okay, so let me also add to that. Yeah, although Jason is something that we are probably hearing for the first time, there is a fund being set up for franchises. Of course, the reason why we discourage franchisees from borrowing from the commercial banks as their lending rate is today is obviously because the way the commercial banks structure their funds, once you borrow, you begin to pay immediately, and that does not support franchising. What happens for all the time that break-even has not happened, right? So you borrowed, you are not making profit. From where would you be financing the working capital? And you have to start paying from the first month. So you see that you begin to default, your loan is not performing, and it begins to become a compounded loan. That is why people are surprised that they borrowed 20 million naira, and in just 2 years, the interest on that loan has doubled to another 220 million naira. You know, so commercial banks loans are good for financing, like buying and selling. You buy, you sell to immediately and give them back, but not for building a business. So there is a fund, like a private equity fund, being put together, and which is being designed for franchise type business. You know, so I'm just saying this because we know where people pretty much we need to get to know about that. And I believe that Miniso would plug into that, you know. Okay, so is there any other question? So I think as we begin to close, it appears that we've run out of all the questions. Yeah. Good. So Golden, I can see your response that your question was answered. That's fine. Yeah. We ask people to take advantage of the form, fill the form, indicate your interest, let us know so that we are able to engage you. We don't want to start engaging people who are probably not, you know, interested in going ahead with the franchise opportunity. We can offer you some free consultancy if you're able to fill that form. All right, so you look out for the link in the chat and follow our social media handles, please. Please do like to check FBDS Nigeria, especially for more information on what we are doing. We share a lot of tips on how to run your franchise as a franchisee, a lot of information on how to educate you about running. So look out for, go to Instagram now, please. You can bring out your phone, check out. Please, team, you can chat it. You can use the chat to chat our social media handles so people can just follow us and learn more. We are educating a whole lot of information we are sharing for free. Okay, so last question here is saying, can one open up his franchise location to e-commerce, that is online sales and delivery? Does Miniso incorporate online sales platform? Jason?
Yeah, we cooperate with Jumia before. For the e-commerce. So for now, we do not recommend if okay. We can say is for now we do not recommend recommend a franchisee to open a e-commerce store. So if they do not have enough capacity to handle their logistics, to their product sorting, you know. Of course, if they have enough capacity for the logistics and for the product sorting, so you can consider these options. But according to our experience, we cooperated with Jumia before about Miniso products. But because of their logistics and the product sorting, a lot of issues involved. So that experience is not so happy. And also we had online franchisee before. That is in Abuja, and they had the office in Abuja, and they buy a lot of products, and they give us is not so good. I think is the COVID is also part of the reason, and that is he opened the online store in 2000, I think it's 2020, and the feedback is not so good, so he gave up that store. And like I said, if you have enough capacity for logistics and the product sorting, and you think you can get enough customers from your platform, so that is also an option. But from Miniso, that is for online store, it's majorly it depends on your capacity. It's not because online store there is no good store image, there is no physical products let them to feel. That is also the disadvantage of the online store. So. Yeah. For compare the online store, for the online store compared to the offline store, the online store has some disadvantages. So so if you can know those risks, so that is also an option for you. But we do not recommend to you to open the online store if you do not have enough capacity.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So in recap of that answer to that very question, take up a franchise. When you're a franchisee, you can do the e-commerce thing so that when people demand, you can take from the stock you have in your store and satisfy them. So, but being an e-commerce franchisee does not exist. Take up a franchisee, open a franchise, open your store. Also have e-commerce channel as one of the ways that you can push your product. Selective products. So this is going to be the last question. We've actually overshot, but there's one very last question. Someone is saying, can I select? Well, again, Miniso, remember when I was facilitating, I said that your franchisor knows a lot better. They see you are a partner, they want you to succeed. So they are supposed to advise you on what works. They cannot force down. I don't think they are going to force you to carry products that will not sell, because there are too many products that Miniso has. I believe they carefully bring the ones that have good market here in Nigeria. So I'm saying that from a professional viewpoint, that they are there to really help you to succeed. But Jason, I'd like to hear your views on this. Do you allow your franchisees to select the products that they believe on their own, that the products are going to be selling better from their stores?
Yeah, that is a good question. Of course, we can allow the franchisee or agent to select their products when they want. Because different markets, their demands, the demands is different. Maybe for some products, for the toys, for in the place who near the school, the toys can sell well. But for some stationaries, like toys, stationaries, if the location is near the school, so of course those products will sell well. And for the perfume, for the home decor, if near the highly residential place, of course those products can get a good market. Of course, we open a list to all franchisee to let them select the products they want. This is, they have 100% of their freedom to pick products from Miniso. But for the initial products we set up for them, so we should cover the, like I said before, we have 10 categories of the products. For the initial products we give to them, those products should cover the 10 categories. That is the list we will set for the franchisee. And after that, and the franchisee can select their products, what they buy according to their sales. They can select what whatever they want to buy.
Yeah, I like that. I like that model. So beyond your advising them on what you believe would move at their location, if they want to have their own choice, that Miniso totally supports that. That is very good. That's good. That's really what partnership is all about. All right then. So thank you so much to all of you.